Hey, Wisconsin. I got a question for you. When you look to your south at my home state of Illinois and what J.B. Pritzker's done to it, and when you look to your west at Minnesota and see what Tim Walz has done to it, do you think to yourselves, well, that's a path we want to walk down. That's something that we want to emulate.
Francesca Hong is a candidate for Wisconsin governor, and even yesterday it looks like you will be the nominee as another one of your closest competitors who is even far behind you has dropped out of the race.
Because that's exactly what Democrat primary voters are pushing in your state right now.
Rapid fire. Do you support repealing Act 10?
Yes.
Universal child care?
Yes.
Free school meals?
Yes.
Guaranteed pay leave?
Yes.
Abolishing ICE?
Yes.
A 1-year data center moratorium?
Yes.
Breaking up big ag?
Yes.
Public grocery stores?
Yes.
Right to repair?
Yes.
Legalizing cannabis?
Yes.
Overturning Citizens United?
Yes.
A workers' bill of rights?
Yes.
A free Palestine?
Yes.
But those are easy things to bamboozle the electorate with. Let's take a look and see how she responds when she's asked about things that don't play so well with general voters.
Is there anything in that list of what you told Hassan Piker that you disavow now?
No.
Okay. Is there anything in the DSA platform that you disagree with?
Yes.
Okay. What would that be?
Abolishing the Senate. I believe it's nonsensical and non-practical at this time.
Did y'all catch that part at the end?
Non-practical at this time.
So it's not that she's against abolishing the Senate. She just realizes that it's impractical at this point in the progression of the socialist doctrine towards the supposedly stateless society of communism. Make no mistake, when these people gain enough power, they will absolutely abolish the Senate. Let's see how she feels about the Supreme Court.
Okay. Would you abolish the Supreme Court?
No. I
And
believe in checks and balances.
Now, I really think this was a failure on the interviewer's part in asking if she wanted to abolish the Supreme Court, because the vast majority of socialists and leftists I've seen discuss this topic in the last few years haven't really talked about abolishing the Supreme Court. Instead, what they propose to do is vacate the Supreme Court and then stack it with 13 Democrat, left-leaning, liberal, progressive, socialist judges that will find in favor of their causes, regardless of the Constitution or established law, purely on ideological grounds. They will turn the Supreme Court into a tool. That is their intention, to change the makeup of it and then use it as a weapon to justify all the policies and laws that they wish to push through.
would you advocate for public ownership of America's largest corporations, or those in Wisconsin?
I have to say, first of all, we are incredibly proud of our Green Bay Packers, a publicly owned NFL team.
There she goes trying to bamboozle you again. The Green Bay Packers are not a publicly owned business in the sense that she and socialism means. It is a publicly traded, it is owned by shareholders rather than a single private or a pair of private owners. It's a publicly tradable company. That is not the same thing as a state-run or owned operation, whether it be a business or a sports team or anything else for that matter. Matter of fact, neither the state of Wisconsin nor the city of Green Bay have any ownership in the Green Bay Packers whatsoever. But this woman is going to try and present the public ownership, the shareholder ownership of the Green Bay Packers as an example of, positive public ownership, when it is a completely different sort of public ownership than the one referenced and contextualized by socialism. She's actively lying to try and trick people. I mean, unless, of course, she intends to take over government control of businesses, but allow the operators, managers to continue operating and managing those businesses and profiting off those businesses. In which case, we're now talking about actual legitimate Mussolinian fascism.
But I believe there are some manufacturing and corporation that is irresponsible to have full public control.
Now, in case you forgot what the original question was, it was, would you support public ownership of the United States or Wisconsin's largest corporations? And her response of, I think it would be irresponsible for public ownership of some corporations, is not an answer to that question. We all already know that it's a part of the socialist doctrine to nationalize the industry, but she can't say that out loud because she knows it doesn't play well in the general electorate. So instead, what she does is give this obfuscated half answer to a question that wasn't actually asked, so that when people go back, she can say, well, I didn't lie. When she starts trying to nationalize, take over industry, business, whatever it may be, and people say, I thought you said you weren't going to do this, she'll be able to look back and say, no, I said that I thought it was irresponsible to take control of some companies, not all.
Like what?
No, I think it depends really on the type of mega corporation. We know that here in Wisconsin, we'd like to bring more middle manufacturing, that when jobs were sent overseas, when there was more desire for profit over the people of Wisconsin, that we can be selective and put working class people first when it comes to jobs and mega corporations.
Do you think you would be able to recruit corporations to come to Wisconsin to then be taken over by the state government?
No, I don't think that it would be responsible for the state to bring in a mega corporation.
All right.
That would potentially be run by the state. I think that we want to create good jobs with good benefits and ensure that people have the freedom to pursue the type of life they would like.
And she'll keep on saying that right up until the government agents pull up and tell you that you no longer own and run your business. What she's actually doing with this answer is really underhanded, because she's trying to soften the blow of socialism to the wider American or Wisconsin public, while simultaneously providing cover for the actions she fully will support should the Democratic Socialists gain enough power to push through this sort of policy. It's the same sort of thing that they did with the gun debate over the last 20 years, saying that we're not coming for your guns, but then passing magazine restrictions and platform restrictions and licensing regimes and all these other red flag laws, every possible way to strip you of your ability to obtain, possess, keep a firearm without actually outlawing firearms, well, except for, the platform bans and the Glock ban, things like that. But all these other ancillary things that they have tried to do to strip you of your ability to exercise your Second Amendment right. And speaking of that...
And I know that you've bristled a little bit about anyone pointing out previous things that you have said, but I just want to show everybody on the board here. This is some of your far left posts. I would say they're pretty far left, right? It's, for example, you say abolish the Senate. You want ICE out of Wisconsin. I understand the abolishing ICE is something you probably still want, but you also said to defund the police 4 times. And you want to defund the police as a first step towards abolishing the police. Now,
just in case you were starting to maybe believe that she didn't actually support all these crazy positions that the DSA does, there you go. Those are her tweets. She chose to post those. That's who this person really is. And now she's trying to distance herself from what she actually intends to do so that she can get the position to do it. Do not buy into this or you will regret it.
Why shouldn't people take you at your word when you say that you want to defund the police and go towards abolishing it?
Dana, first of all, I have to say thank you so much for featuring my home state in your novel. And I believe that as a democratic socialist, what that means is that I would like to put working class people first.
This person has no real answers to the questions other than to keep on repeating the democratic socialist America slogans of we want to put people first, we want to help people. That's the only thing they have to say. When they get asked, when they get challenged on these positions they know are untenable, and the rest of us know are actually essentially suicidal on a national scale.
How does defunding the police put working class people first? I mean, I think that you're about to enter into a general election, likely with Tom Tiffany, the Republican. That's not going to be an easy race. It's going to be very easy for people to put up on the board and say, you said abolish the Senate, defund the police, abolish the police. And why should they not believe that you would want to do that you would try to do that if you became governor?
I believe that people can evolve. We meet Trump voters from previous elections who now would like to vote for me, who have a sign in their yard.
So who needs to evolve, the voter
The
or
governor
you?
cannot defund the police, and I won't defund the police.
So
But
you
I
have
will
evolved.
invest in the things we know prevent crime, like getting guns off of our street, making sure there is victims for justice, that there are, places where our kids can go after school and thrive. We can't be tough on causes. We have to be tough on causes if we would like to be tough on crime. And as governor, I cannot defund the police. And I've reminded folks that I won't defund the police.
I mean, we all know that when she gets asked why people shouldn't take her at her word that she wants to defend the police, and she responds with, I just want to put people first. What she actually means is she wants to put criminals first, because we've been watching the Democratic Party do that exact same thing for years now. They have put criminals and care for and rehabilitation of criminals over the safety and protection of tax-paying, law-abiding citizens. Except she already told us she'll defund the police, and we all know that she'll try to defund the police if she ever gets the opportunity to defund the police. And then on top of that, what she wants to do is disarm the law-abiding public, because make no mistake, she has every intention of taking away your Second Amendment right. If you don't believe me, go look at the DSA's platform online. They refer to the Second Amendment as, I believe the quote is, a threat to us all. So the very same people that want to get rid of the police so that they can no longer protect good, peaceable people from criminality, they also want to strip you of your own individual ability to protect yourself, your home, from violent criminality. Is this what you want, Wisconsin?